Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and I recently attended Ragnarocktoberfest 2023, wearing this magnificent chapeau. It was pirate-themed, and deep in my soul, I am a pirate. That is where Captain Xavier's origins have always been, all the way back to before he was a captain. Oh, good times. Anyway, this was the first Ragnarocktoberfest since the plague, and it was amazing. I mean, it was not quite, in my opinion, quite as delicious as 2018, but it sure was close. So, Rag is a 3-day event. It involves an expo, a blaster convention kind of thing, an HVZ sort of thing, or actually it's an HVHVHVZ. It's 3 human teams fighting in the apocalypse. And then a Nerf war and a Nerf tournament. Blaster Tag Association style King of the Hill tournament. The expo was fabulous. Not a whole lot to say. Out of Darts was there. Silver Fox. All the major names were there. They had their stuff. X-Fox games. Lots of blasters. New stuff. Old stuff. Walcom was there with the Moab. He actually fielded that beast. The man he's a monster. It's amazing. It was really, really cool to see. I think I picked up some patches, but I think they've gone into the wall, and I don't remember which ones they were anymore. But super, super cool. And then came the Stalking Dead, is what they call it. That is their HVHVHVZ, and it was, as I said, pirate-themed, and we decided not to try to actually seriously win, like we have in the past, going full squads, full loadouts, full gear. No, not gonna do that. We decided to go full pirate. Full silly pirate. So this was my loadout. Oh yes. Oh yes, I had a bandolier, I had 10 of the Busby pistols, a Fortnite pistol, and one of the, some cheap Chinese knockoff version. I completely forgot about this one, sadly, which is a shame, but they wouldn't have let me use it anyway because it looks too realistic. And I wouldn't want to put tape on it because I'd be afraid it would muddle the paint job. But yeah, that's what I had. I had 12 single-shot pistols for an HVZ, and then a dump pouch of darts. And yet, I made it to the final stand, and made it most of the way through the final stand before finally getting tagged from behind because nobody was watching our 6. Good help was so hard to find. Or actually, all the good help had been killed by that point. All of the crew was already down. Tragic. Tragic. We were not able to take out the final boss. Most of it was MacGuffin finding puzzles. There were word crosswords and word searches and all kinds of neat puzzles that we were trying to solve. Some of them were really obscure. Some of them were fairly obvious. It was a good mix. And then the final one, they had this big animatronic Kraken that had light up targets where when you hit them, you had to hit them a certain number of times, and as you hit them, the life indicator would reduce so you knew how many more times you needed to hit it. It was really, really... The tech they have is amazing. All the zombie tags and all that is all tracked through RFID chips, and human lives are tracked through RFID chips. Just ridiculously cool. Very, very well run. If more events had those resources, there are some events that could definitely benefit from that level of technology. I don't know what it would cost, though. So, I mean, I might try putting those events together and see if they can help each other. Anyway, the humans unfortunately were not able to complete it. I think the humans were finally wiped out with 18 hit points left on the Kraken. Though they had reduced the hit points and given us more time, they gave us every opportunity and we just couldn't pull it off. So yeah, that was the Stalking Dead. Super fun. I had fun. I did actually get tags with my single-shot pistols, and I got hits on the Kraken with my single-shot pistol. And that was impressive. Next day was the tournament, and I just sat in the shade and heckled. The tournament was absolutely beautifully well run. The way they've got their King of the Hill set up, again with fancy buckets with lights, and it's all connected to a computer system, so everything's tracked. And they brought in professional paintball refs to do the refereeing, and every event should have that from now on. Early on in the tournament, people were getting called left and right, false start, false crossing the line, not taking your hits, shooting after you'd already been tagged, hitting the bucket after you'd already been tagged. And so they were doling out time penalties, double respawn penalties, all kinds of things, switching bucket colors back, which they could do because the refs could call, no, switch it, and the guy could push a button and it would switch the color back and deduct the time, and it was just really, really well done. It made the game run really, really smooth, and also made for a very fair and honest game. There was no claims of, oh, they only won because they weren't taking their hits. Now, nobody got away with not taking their hits under the eyes of those refs, at least from what I saw. And it made for a really enjoyable, clean game, and I liked that. And there were a lot of good teams. There were, some of these teams were clear, like, these teams have been drilling for years for this tournament. And it showed, and it was really, really cool to watch some really top-end players play. They also, the whole production quality of it, they had a guy doing the MC stuff. They were live streaming the entire event. You can find it on Jangular's channel. And he had it. There was commentary. He was then bringing in players, like the team captains got to come and be on the live stream. I got to be on the live stream. Other notable nerfers got to be on the live stream. There was discussion about what's going on, how are people playing, what's going on in Nerf, what's going on with you. It was really fairly well run and fairly smoothly run. And then in the background there was a pickup Nerf war going on, apparently. I vaguely saw it in the distance. But it was a really good event. They came back solid, and I did get some cool loot. We all got to start with a gold coin, and you could use it to buy level ups, and there were more of them out on the field that you could find. I don't know how many there were all total, but we were explicitly allowed to keep any that we got. I never used mine for the level up. There was a puzzle involving the coins. If you could, the coins, there was a letter on the head, and if you got them all together, it would spell, you could realize that it would spell Roger, which is clearly Jolly Roger, and the bandanas that we had a Jolly Roger on it, so if you hung the bandana from the flagpole, something would happen. That was one of the obscure ones where, like, I don't think there was any chance anyone was going to figure that out. But you never know. Somebody might have thought of it. Someone might have done it just for snark. But I got that. There were also another coin, a lucky coin. It had an 8 with a shamrock, and somebody gave me one of those that I got to keep. I was given a claw, a crab claw, lobster claw, whatever you want to call it. It's just a dart holder. You can just hang it on your gear. It holds one extra dart. 3D printed. I got one of the pretty red and gold ones. There were also less pretty ones. I got another fancy one. But the creme de la creme with the loot I made off with was a 3D printed Cryptex. And it was one of the things that you had to solve, and you had to, it doesn't spell a word. You'd think it'd spell, you know, Roger or skull or something, but no. It's random letters, and you had to find the clues to be able to figure out what it was, and then it would open up, and there was clues inside or something inside for further puzzle solving. So that was a really cool item to make off with. I will treasure that. So that was Ragnarocktoberfest 2023. I got no footage and basically no pictures. Still not good at that. I was going to try to be better this year, and I was not. People tried to help. Didn't do any good. So, all right then. Well, my thanks to the people who put on this event. Fantastic event. Very smoothly run. My thanks to my crew, my squad, the folks that helped me, picked me up, took me in the field, put up with my shenanigans. And my thanks to you guys for watching.